If your rotary phone rings but won't dial, it's not broken, and you're not alone. In 2026, rotary phones can still work, but only if you know one important thing most people miss. Rotary phones, those classic devices with spinning dials, were originally designed to use a system called pulse dialing. When you turn the dial and release it, the phone sends a series of electrical pulses down the line, each representing a number. This was the standard for decades. But today, almost all modern phone services and networks have switched to a different system called tone dialing, or DTMF. Pulse dialing is no longer recognized by most digital phone lines, internet-based phone services, or even many landlines. That's why when someone plugs in a beautiful old rotary phone, they might hear a dial tone at first, but when they try to dial a number, nothing happens. The phone just sits there, unresponsive, no matter how many times you spin the dial. It can be really frustrating, and it often feels like the phone itself is broken or defective, even though it might be in perfect working order. In reality, it's not a problem with the phone at all. It's simply a compatibility issue between old technology and new digital phone systems. Let's start with the basics. Rotary phones, those classic devices from decades past, were designed for a completely different era of technology. To use one today, you need a way to connect it to the modern phone service found in most homes. The old wiring and connectors just won't work with today's digital systems, so a simple plug-and-play solution isn't possible. Instead, you need a special device to bridge the gap between old and new. That's where an analog telephone adapter, or ATA, comes in. This small device acts as a translator, allowing your vintage rotary phone to communicate with modern digital networks. The adapter provides the necessary dial tone and ringing voltage, making it possible for your old phone to function just like it did decades ago. But here's the catch: there are still some limitations to be aware of. Here's something most people don't realize. Even if you manage to connect your old rotary phone to a modern phone line using an adapter, chances are it still won't actually dial out. You might hear a dial tone, and in many cases the phone can even receive incoming calls. But when you try to dial a number yourself, nothing happens. That's because today's phone systems are built to recognize tone dialing, not the old-fashioned pulse dialing that rotary phones use. The clicks and pauses from the rotary dial just don't make sense to digital networks. To actually make your rotary phone work, you'll need a pulse-to-tone converter. This clever little device listens to the pulses from your rotary dial and translates them into the tones that modern phone systems understand, letting you make calls just like before. This is why so many people think rotary phones don't work anymore. The truth is, they do work, but only when both problems are solved. In 2026, a working rotary phone usually needs two things: a modern adapter and pulse-to-tone conversion. Once both are in place, these phones can work reliably again. I break this down step by step, including where people actually find these parts, in the full guide at Nostalgia Nook Antiques. You'll find the link below.